Hi, my name is Moses Bradshaw, and I'm excited to share my science fair experiment with you. My experiment is about bacteria and germs, hence the title. I'm looking forward to receiving feedback, and hopefully good feedback. Now, let's dive into some research. My mom uses non-toxic cleaners in our home. It made me wonder which would work best to stop or slow bacterial growth. Thieves Household Cleaner, 70% isopropyl alcohol, or Clorox wipes. Bacteria are microscopic, single-celled organisms that are prokaryotic, meaning they lack a nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles. A Clorox wipe is a pre-moistened disposable wipe able to clean, disinfect, and deodorize hard surfaces. Thieves Household Cleaner is a plant-based cleaner from Young Living that has essential oils combined with enough water so that it can be used on various surfaces. 70% isopropyl alcohol has 70% isopropanol, and 30% purified water so it evaporates slower than higher concentrations of alcohol. I hypothesized that 70% isopropyl alcohol will work the best because it's good at disinfecting hard surfaces, getting rid of stains, and it evaporates slower than higher concentrations of alcohol. My experiment included 29 steps outlined in my research plan available for you to read. I started my experiment on January 1st and concluded on January 10th, giving my bacteria 10 full days to grow with no change in results. I followed all of the steps as directed and was surprised at the unexpected results. 10 days of bacterial growth resulted in no growth on the control or any of the 3 variables. My risk and safety was minimal due to the experiment I had chosen. One thing I was worried about was if I would have spilled something, but that wasn't really a thing, so I didn't really need to be worried about that. I used a data table to record the growth that I was testing on. I kept track of the number of colonies on each plate for size and quantity. This one was not included in my experiment. I just accidentally touched one. But in conclusion, my experiment gave me unexpected results as no bacterial growth was observed on any of the variables or the control. Based on the original hypothesis, I expected bacterial growth on at least the control plate because it was exposed to raw chicken fluid without the use of any cleaner. However, there was no growth and the cause for this is unknown. An additional trial would likely produce different results with slightly different steps to the procedure. Evidence supports this hypothesis as there was bacterial growth on an agar plate which I accidentally touched with my finger. The budget set by my family for this experiment stopped me from conducting another experiment. This experiment facilitated a lot of learning, researching, collecting data, documentation, and presenting the results are all new skills that I will be taking from this experiment. Before I'm completely done, I would like to say thank you to my parents for helping me throughout this process. I would also like to say thank you to Mrs. Woolslegel for doing the same. And I would like to say thank you to you judges for volunteering your time to come and judge my project. What questions may I answer for you?
Great job, Moses. Actually, I want to first say that I do appreciate how you gestured to your board as you were talking through it. You pointed to the areas in which you were talking about and your cleaners. I thought that you did a really good job. You had good eye contact and had a lot of memorization of your speech. So good job doing that. Let's see. My first question, which came up when I was reading your paper, was your cutting board also brand new?
Yes. My mom bought my cutting board and I had just unwrapped it and I just started my experiment that day.
Okay.
So how did you get the chicken juices on there?
I took a piece of raw chicken and like you can see there is sections labeled alcohol, Clorox wipe solution. This one up here was labeled Thieves. This one was control. The control was nothing and I put gloves on, as you can see right here, and I took a piece of raw chicken and I rubbed it in 6 circles on each part of the cutting board.
Okay. And then how did you get the raw chicken onto there?
the raw chicken onto here.
onto your Petri dishes, yeah.
I took a cotton swab right here and I rubbed it in 5 circles instead of 6 this time. And then I opened the agar plate and then I rubbed it on that and then closed it and then sealed it with 2 pieces of tape.
Did you use more than one Q-tip for each section on your board and then do like 4 little sections or something in your Petri dish? Or was it one Q-tip, one section, one Petri dish?
I think it's the second part for what you're saying. I took one Q-tip, I rubbed it on the cutting board, I opened the agar plate, rubbed it on, did what I just said I did, and then I threw that away, grabbed a new one that was prepackaged, then I opened it and got it, and then I did the same for the rest of them.
Okay. Do you think in the future, if you were to do this again, that keeping your experiment as is the same, but testing different portions? So like if you were to look at this square, right? You did one corner here, one corner there, one corner there, one corner there, and split this into 4, and then had 4 different sections. Do you think you would still have 0 results?
I don't really understand what you just asked, I'm sorry.
So what I'm asking is, using the same materials, the same experiment, if you were to take 4 samples instead of just the 1 sample in one dish, if your dish was split into 4s, right, like your cutting board, but you have the thieves cleaner section, and you take 4 Q-tips out of that thieves cleaner section in 4 different sections and put it into the dish, do you think that they would all be as clean with 0 growth? Does that make sense?
Yes, I think I would guess so, because it sort of, I rubbed it all over, like I rubbed it all over the thieves section and then
Okay.
all over this, and
Okay.
I kind of saw 0 results all around.
Yeah.
And how did you clean each section after, like, can you explain your process in cleaning each part? What's interesting is not even the control group thing.
Yeah.
I took the raw chicken, I rubbed it around, then I took a little measuring spoon that's like an open one with an open top, so it's sort of like that, and then what I did was I took this, I dumped a half a teaspoon on it, and then I dumped it, I cut a paper towel into 4s, and then I threw 1 away, because I only needed to use 3, because I didn't use it for the control. Because that was nothing, and then I folded them in half, each piece, and then I dumped a half a teaspoon into the measuring spoon, and then dumped that on the paper towel, and then I scrubbed the cutting board and did the same for thieves, and instead of dumping the solution, I squeezed Clorox wipes into that thing.
Okay.
Question, and I think you mentioned it in your paper, how long did you wait, and let your cleaning solutions dry on your cutting board before you used the, Q-tip?
About 30 minutes. We set a timer for 30 minutes, yeah.
Okay. And did you have, a science journal?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that. I can bring that down if you want.
Okay.
How did you come up with this idea?
How did I come up with it?
Yeah, just because your mom uses natural cleaners and you're like, I don't know if I buy it, or
Well,
what's your thought process behind that?
originally I wanted to do something on Rubik's Cubes, but then I remembered the rule, it can't involve humans. So then I had to switch experiments, and I thought this looked the best out of all the choices my mom gave me, so.
That's fair. How much help did you have from your mom or your dad?
My dad, he sort of guided me. He did like one part, like he opened the Q-tip thing for me because I was wearing gloves that were a little bit bigger than my hands.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really get it open, so I had him open that for me, and I took the Q-tip out and did the rest of that. I'm trying to think what else he did. Honestly, I think he just stood there and gave me guidance and just did that for most of it.
Okay. And then when you researched the cleaners, how did you come up with those 3 specific ones?
These 3?
Yeah.
I just liked Thieves because we use Thieves all around our house,
Mhm.
and Clorox wipes we use to clean our toilets, and 70% isopropyl alcohol just sounded cool to test on.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask one more question. Do you think that you would have had different results if you would have taken the Q-tip and maybe tried your bathroom, like your toilet, before you cleaned it with your Clorox wipes?
Yeah, I think I would have.
Okay.
Did you do any post-research? I know I've had kids go through science fair myself, but it's very, very interesting to me that you had no results at all. And so did you do any post-research to say, why did not I not have any results? Or you just said, oh, that's okay.
Well, I think that the reason is my mom doesn't think I'm right, kind of. But I think it's because I should have taken like a drop or two of distilled water and dumped it on the tip of the cotton swab before I swabbed it, because I think that it could have been that the Q-tip probably didn't really suck up any of the stuff from the cutting board. But
So was the cutting board completely dry if you waited 30 minutes after cleaning it?
I would guess, yeah.
Interesting hypothesis.
Interestingly, just for your own knowledge, I used to work in the operating room, and every night we would go through and we would clean equipment and certain surfaces with the alcohol.
70%
So,
isopropyl.
yeah, just,
Nice.
yeah, we would take it and that's what we would put it on a rag and that's what we would wipe things down with. So, in the operating room, they do use that for some cleaning purposes. What was your favorite part about doing this?
I honestly enjoyed rubbing the chicken all over the cutting board.
I'm glad you used gloves. I'm
Yeah.
always like, oh, chicken.
Yeah.
What were you touching before you touched that Petri dish?
Before I touched it.
Yeah,
We weren't really starting our experiment yet.
okay.
I just accidentally took the lid off of one, and then I kinda got scared, and then I just accidentally just boop. And I'm like, oh no!
It's very fascinating that that one's the one growing things.
Mhm.
How soon before you started your experiment did you touch that? Do you know?
Just about, I would guess probably 15 minutes, I don't know for sure.
Oh, okay, so it was the same day that you started everything.
Yes.
It was a fascinating addition, I think.
Although, I do kinda look pretty gross when people see that.
I mean, that's fair.
When I saw that myself, I'm like, I need to wash my hands more.
Okay, well, I don't think I have any other questions.
I don't think I do either.
Would you like me to bring down my science journal?
I would love that, otherwise I have to give you zeros. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, go grab it. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.